For a lot of riders, the Kawasaki KX327X isn't just another new dirt bike. It represents something much bigger. For nearly 20 years, Kawasaki was missing from the full-size two-stroke enduro market. The last true KDX 200 rolled off the production line back in 2006. And before that, it had built a reputation as one of the greatest trail bikes ever made, even till this day. It wasn't the fastest bike, but it was reliable, forgiving, and a bike that thousands of riders learned to love, especially when they took it out for woods and enduro riding. Then all of a sudden, it was gone. Suzuki disappeared from the segment even earlier. The RMX 250. Not sure if you guys remember that bike, but was discontinued around the turn of the century. Honda stopped building the true two-stroke enduro bikes long before that. Meanwhile, of course, as we all know, KTM, Husky, Gas, Beta, Sherco, and others kept developing two-stroke enduro machines year after year and innovating. While the European brands kept pushing the segment forward, the Japanese manufacturers largely walked away. Now, I can make a video all day about why they kind of disappeared, but it would just make this video very long. But as of now, Kawasaki is back with the KX327X. And I think that's good for every rider, not just Kawasaki fans. One thing I've noticed, especially here in Colorado and the western states, and across, is just how much woods riding has grown over the last decade. About 10 years ago, if you went into a trailhead, say in my local area, Rainbow Falls, you see plenty of ATVs, some side-by-sides here and there. There were dirt bikes too, but not very common. But nowhere near the numbers I see today even. Now it feels like every weekend there are groups of riders unloading KTM's, Betas, Huskies, and just any kind of trail bike into our local trail system. I'm almost willing to say there's more dirt bikers than ATVers now, at least where I go. Maybe that's just my experience where I ride, but it definitely feels like technical woods riding and enduro riding has definitely exploded in popularity, especially in Penrose Commons where I locally ride as well. Sure, there's ATVs and side-by-sides, but every time I go to the trailhead, the number of dirt bikers are a lot larger than ATVers now. And along with that, it seems like two-strokes have made a huge comeback because that is mostly or mainly what I see. For years, people predicted the death of the two-strokes. Instead, they've become the bike of choice for many woods riders and enduro riders. They're just lighter, simpler, easier to pick up after a crash, and their power delivery works incredibly well in tight technical terrain. The interesting thing is two-strokes never actually disappeared. They disappeared from the Japanese manufacturers. While Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Honda stepped away, KTM, Husky, Gas, Beta, and Sherco kept investing in two-stroke enduro bikes year after year. They listened to that woods riders wanted, and the market kept growing. Now, one of the big three is finally stepping back into that world, and that's why I think the KX327X is such a big deal. Competition is what drives innovation for the most part. When another major manufacturer enters a market, everyone starts paying attention. More competition usually means better bikes, more choices, and more pressure on every company to improve. Could this encourage Suzuki to build another RMX style? Maybe. Could Honda finally decide it's time to build a modern CR-based enduro bike? Possibly. Could we even see Yamaha continue expanding beyond the YZ250X and push harder into the enduro market? Well, honestly, all they need to do is just add an E-start and it's all complete. But nobody knows. But history has a funny way of repeating itself. If you go back to the late 90s and early 2000s, every Japanese manufacturer had its own identity in the woods. Kawasaki had the KDX, Suzuki had the RMX, Honda had the riders building incredible woods machine from the CR platform more or less. Then almost overnight that era disappeared. For nearly 2 decades, Europe carried the torch. Now Kawasaki is bringing some of that excitement back. I'm not saying one motorcycle is going to completely reshape the industry overnight, but I do think it sends an important message. Riders still want purpose-built two-stroke enduro bike, and that market is stronger today than many people probably realize. If Kawasaki finds success, I have to imagine the other manufacturers are paying attention. And honestly, I hope they are, because imagine walking into a dealership a few years from now and having a modern KDX, a new RMX, maybe even Honda two-stroke Enduro, and all competing alongside KTM, Beta, and Huskies. That would be incredible for the sport. More to choose. Maybe pricing would even be better, because the price on this Kawasaki on the 327X, it's not bad in modern standards. At the end of the day, more competition means better bikes, more innovation, and more choices for all of us. And if the KX327X helps kick off that next chapter, I think that's something every Enduro rider can get excited about. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. If you would love to see other manufacturers start pulling their weight in the Enduro 2-stroke market. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.